What's up, gang? It's your girl Big Ro, and I'm back with another video for y'all. What's up, gang? Gang! I know it's been a minute. I know y'all was wondering, like, dang, where Ro at? Gang, Ro been trying to just get it right, dog. I've really been trying to get it right. No lie, bruh. I tell you, life been lifing. I mean, life is lifing, gang. Word, yeah. Oh, man, I got so much questions for y'all. Y'all don't even know. But truth be told, man, I just been around. I've been just trying to stay focused, trying to get my life right, trying to make sure I stay level and I know which direction I'm going and where I'm trying to go. Y'all know I've been in Lent. Lent ain't really been that easy for me, but it's been well worth it. It's been a challenge, and I've been accepting this challenge very well. I've always challenged myself to where I know when I could do better. I know when I need to do better. I'll always do better. I'll try to do better than I did yesterday. And life is a challenge by itself, unfortunately. So just trying to meet life's challenges on top of my own decisions, it's been I'm still going. I'm still going. And I know I seem like ungrateful that I'm still going, but I'm not really ungrateful. I'm glad that God is bringing me where He is. We're never comfortable with being uncomfortable, and I've been very uncomfortable. I've been having to humble myself as well, and I've had to accept some things that I didn't want to accept, especially, certain things that I'm not in control of. The unfortunate part about that is that, I've always been a fix-it person. I've always been the person to want to get down and tackle. Let's get to the problem. Let's figure out why we're here. Why are we going through this? Why do these things have to be this way? Why do we have to be so challenged? And while we're in this challenge, why do we have to go through the challenge by ourselves? And what I've always felt like I'll help anybody get through something. But it seems like when life is lifing, and for those of you who don't understand what life is lifing means, it's when life is just getting you and it's beating you down, and you feel like every obstacle you're hit with is like you're not getting over the hurdle. It's like the obstacles are defeating you, and it's like every task is beating you down. And when I went to church this morning, I heard something to say carry well, and they were preaching about it, and I realized at that moment I carry my own bricks, and I weigh my own self down, and I have never been able to rely on anybody. So how do you form yourself to try your hardest to completely trust in God and to not be able to attack a situation? the situation becomes a task. And the unfortunate part about the task is that you can't fix the situation. And it's a situation, it's an obstacle that actually requires help. And a lot of things in life, we go through things and they require help. I'm sorry, my mic died. And it requires prayer. And that obstacle, if you're a person with a lot of pride, it's hard for you to pray. And it's hard for you to ask for help. And it's definitely hard to try to go to God. And I mean, he knows who he created. That's what they say. So being that, our pride gets in the way in a lot of the bricks that we carry. And a lot of the struggles that we go through, we don't have to go through the struggles, but we choose to go through them because of the decisions that we make. Excuse me. For me, I've always been the one to carry my own bricks. I've always been the one to have to fix my own problems, because after I got tired of relying on people, I knew I had no one to rely on. And it seems like the more humble I had to be, the more people did to me. And it still seems like the more people are doing to me. And I feel like, why should I humble myself when humbling to me, I feel like me humbling myself and not reacting is causing me to still go through things that I shouldn't be. And I've learned that I can't solve everybody else's problems, because now I'm to a point in my life that I have to fix me. I have to fix my problems. And for once in all of my years of living, I have to put myself first. And it's very uncomfortable, because at first I didn't know where to begin. Then I realized my first beginning was to accept the things that I cannot change. And that's hard for me, because I spent my whole life fixing other people's problems. Why can't I fix my own? And if I've allowed people to pass with the gut punches and the things that they do to me in life, why is God allowing them to still seem like it's justified? Why is God allowing me to still have to suffer if I'm doing what he's saying? But if it seems like it's not, justice isn't moving fast enough on my part, I don't feel like I can give all of it to God, because why am I still going through things and you're supposed to have my back 100%? And I'm struggling. I'm struggling with that, because it seems like every day I'm hit with a new article of nonsense in life and things I'm going through. Why didn't God intervene in them? Why did they happen? And why do I have to forgive people that are continually doing something to me and I'm doing nothing to other people? I live in a world where I've completely secluded myself, and I only deal with me. I deal with me and my child. And that's it. But I'm still encountering something each day. And I don't feel like it's fair. I feel like people who were in your life, if they did wrong, it was right to remove them and you move on. Things shouldn't still be done. If people are in your life, they're in your life because they choose to be. So being that they're in your life, they should be right by you, the right way. You shouldn't string people along. You shouldn't drag people through things. And selfishly, you shouldn't hold on to a person if you really don't mean them any good or you really have no intent to them. And my obstacles in everyday life are making me question people, people's intentions, and a small part of me is making me question God. Because I'm saying in my mind, I keep going through things and I'm asking you to put your hand in them. And I give it to you and I leave it alone, and still my problems are not answered. And there is victory in some, because some of my questions and some of my problems have been answered. A lot of doors I've closed. I don't understand why is there still dirt at that door? And I feel like my debt to people are paid. And I feel like if I was to leave this world today, I don't owe nobody. I don't owe nobody. I will owe an apology to my son because I didn't make it through to his adulthood. But that's all I owed it to. And he would have to take that up with God. But I trust in God enough that he'll see him through the time if I weren't here. But, you know, I have so much dirt being thrown on me. And I'm trying to go back in my mind, like, why? If I don't have nothing to do with you, why do you still find time to do things to me? Why am I still a problem in your head or in your math or in your life? And so, guys, this is why, chat, I've been going through some things. And I used to give the enemy so much of me. And I was willing to throw my church away just to change my atmosphere, because I don't wish to be disturbed in church. But it's hard to let go of something that helped me in my good and my bad times. And the person, you know, I've learned that the people who know that they can get to you and how to get to you, they'll get to you. But if I cut off the line, how are you still making it through? And I'm just tired, folks. I'm tired. And, you know, at some point in my life, I want to be at peace before my death. And I don't want to be reminded of people who I took out of my life. I don't want to be reminded of pain I went through. I don't want to be reminded of torturous, traumatic experiences. I don't want to be reminded of anything anymore. I'm just to a point where I'm ready to be free. If free means alone, I'm okay with that. If that's what it has to be, then that's what it has to be. But I'm already secluded. So how much more alone do I need to be? And I know my message is all over the place right now because my mind is traveling fast. But, you know, I've been in so many situations that I don't even bother to talk about. I don't talk about, because to me it's like it does no justification. And talking about it is not even serving its purpose. So I've pretty much tried to let it go. And for some reason, when you don't deal with things, they keep resurfacing. And I think that's why the dirt keeps coming back to my door when I close it. But some people don't take you leaving them, they don't take that as a message to be understood. And if you've been a person who left and came back, they think that you're coming back. And they think that you're just visiting the life that you're living without them. I'm a person, and I leave, I'm not coming back. If I left, if I've tried to come back and it didn't work, I'm not coming back. Whether I'm by myself or with somebody, I'm not coming back. You serve no purpose in my life. And I believe in karma, but I'm just not understanding why, if my doors are closed to you in my life, why are you still a disturbance? It kind of bothers me with my faith with God. And maybe it's something I'm not doing. Maybe it's a message I'm missing. I'm not quite sure, but I'm already over a lot. And I don't wish to go back to misery. I don't care how good you make life look like. I don't have no desire. I don't. You know, people say, oh, I'll love you forever. And even if we end, I'll love you. You know, I used to be one of those people. That's not true. That's not true. When you accept the wrongdoings that someone has done to you, and you find the strength to move past it, the love dies. And the love doesn't resurface. And when you encounter a situation with the person again, you later realize how much of a nasty person they are. And it leaves a disgusting taste in your mouth. And for me, yes, I'm forgiving. But I've had to forgive so much that forgiveness is not in my vocabulary. I don't want to forgive no more. And I'm going to be dealt with for God for that. But I keep repeating myself with the forgiveness and the forgiveness and the forgiveness that I'm tired of forgiving. Because people deliberately they do stuff to me. And they think my mental's slow, like I'll never find out. You're just a nasty person. And I no longer have a desire to follow anything of what people tell me I'm supposed to be doing. Because what I'm supposed to be doing is staying out the way and trying to live in peace. And for anyone who says, oh, you have to forgive this, and if I forgive you and I don't talk to you, that don't make me wrong. But if people still wrong you after you don't talk to them, then who's responsible for that? That's what I want to know. Who do I go to find out why is this not taken care of? Because that's the person or the spirit that I need to speak to. Because however it is working out, why am I still encountered with situations that I wasn't even in? Nearby, didn't have to deal with, or shouldn't even never happen. But because people are so nasty and petty and spiteful, that's what you're doing. I never knew the devil sitting in church. I never knew the devil wore eyelashes, got their hair done. I never knew that. But what I do know for certain, I'm not attracted to filth. I'm not attracted to disgust. I'm not looking to fix misery. And I'm not trying to heal anybody's hurt. And my son is not a package deal or a company to anyone. That book is not open to nobody. My son belongs to me. Gift from God, given to me by God, taken care of by God. My son is mine. I take care of my son. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Sometimes my partner helps, but that's my responsibility. And that's not a package deal neither. Because my son is my son. My name is on my son. I'm entitled. I let so many years of people taking away my entitlement, however the word is supposed to say, that I stood in so deep back in the shadows that my son didn't even know I was who I'm supposed to be. Again, I rise. I'm not nobody's pound puppy. I'm not nobody's carpet. And I'll be daggone if I'm going to let you try to even make me walk this earth like I ain't who I am. And I'm not speaking to one person. I'm speaking to all people. When it comes to me, in minds, trust and believe. Lo and behold, I'm 10 toes behind it. You might be taller than me. You might be bigger than me. You might even be stronger than me. But at the end of the day, I ain't never been nobody's sucker. So I ain't never going out like I can't throw. Whatever you do to me, unjust will never prosper. I might not like the time length for karma, but I ain't never been one to just sit back and chill and let you keep doing stuff to me. No, I haven't. No, I haven't. And the only one out here claiming entitlement is me. I'm mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin, granny, uncle, Stepmom, mom, hey, you call it, I'm answering it. Ain't nobody out here entitled. Ain't nobody got that title. Nobody. Nobody. The beard, goatee, sidelines, fade, edge up, all that. I did it. I did it. Grace and mercy gave me favor to do so. Me. Not no other person in this life could say that they did it, because they ain't do it. And if they tell you they do it, it's only for the recognition. And it's only because they feel some type of way, because they feel entitled. Ain't nobody entitled when it comes down to my child. I'm looking you dead in your face. And if you watch the video, all of you sucker people, whoever you are, watch the video. I'm saying it. I'm the only parent. 365. 14 years. I was the only one that stayed solid. I'm speaking it. I'm saying it. My son ain't had no uncles. My son ain't had nobody teaching him positivity. My son ain't had no man taking him out to play ball. He didn't have that. My son went places that was because. But they weren't for free. Again, I still paid. So there was no kindness from the heart for that. Nobody is entitled to no type of recognition when it comes to my son. When it comes down to my son, where's everybody at that took the village? Because while you was at home playing mommy, you was building a life for yourself. So what kind of parent were you? Moms don't quit. Real dads don't quit. Parenting don't get a break. Only thing you can break is my spirit. I'm just saying. People, y'all need to be careful who y'all get in relationships with, especially when you got kids. Because if them people ain't teaching your kids the positivity in life and how to really live in life and not to make excuses when things don't go right, guess what? You're teaching your kid, they're teaching your kids to fail. They're teaching your kids to set themselves up and to be dummies and failures. At the end of the day, what does that mean for your kids? You can't buy kids, but nowadays you can. Because, you know, kids have a high expensive taste in things that they want. But is it okay to just give your kids whatever they want? No, but other people are going to buy your kids because why? They need entitlement. And then they try to shame out the other parent. So you're not even doing it because you want to do it. You're doing it, again, recognition. Where's the respect in that? Because the minute you cross that child, you no longer is, you're not the vision. Your entitlement's out the window. Who are you? These kids are going to be so disrespectful to you, it's crazy. So I'm asking, if you're just that entitled, you feel that confident, what did you teach your child? If you say you got stepchildren, you got children that you raised, and you're in these relationships with these people that are raising your kids, are they teaching your kids the right things? And when you're not around, what are they showing your kids? I'm just asking. Because when kids are involved in relationships, it opens a different type of package. It takes you to a different type of parallel in life that this line ain't straight. And if you're sick, who do you entrust to leave your children with? Because just because you're in a relationship with somebody does not mean to say that they're going to parent the same way when you're not around. Who are you going to entrust with your kids? I mean, I'm just asking because I'm trying to understand how this thing works called life. When life be life, because right now life is life. And trying to understand, when you're not in a relationship with your ex, how is your ex still entitled to anything in your life? I said it. Especially when you're not married. How are you entitled to anything that belongs to me? And when you left the relationship, you took everything. So what else did you need it? My hair? I'm not understanding. If we not together, what are you entitled to? Oh, that's right. You didn't leave. I made you go. If somebody makes you go, that means they're done with you, ain't it? So with that being said, why are you entitled? If you're not curious about me, why are you asking questions? Why are you asking questions about my child? Why do you even feel like you should talk to my child? For what? When there is more bad on the scale than good, what do we have to discuss? Because the thing about Rochelle always comes through for somebody, everybody, anybody. I'm always on time. I gotta get in line for someone else. Please. No. If I don't make nobody wait, I'm not waiting. If you can't give it to me when I need it, I don't need you. I don't want you, I'm not going to have it. Why? Because if I was just not to never come through, you will feel the same about me. I'm just saying. I'm just calling it how it is. Saying what I see. I gave the best I could give to anybody else I shared a relationship with in life. I gave the best I could. If you felt like I didn't give you enough, I'm sorry for you. And then sit back and ask yourself, what did you give to me? But I accepted people for what nothing they had. Because I always know we could build it all together. I don't have that same vision. And maybe that's why I'm going to stay where I am. Because anything I build, it has to be about me. I've given all of myself to everyone I left myself with nothing, literally. When I entered my new home, I had to start from the floor. Nobody gets that credit. All to the curtains. Nobody gets no credit in my life. My life or my child's life. So if you out here claiming an entitlement and feeling entitled and feel like because you is, I'm here to tell you you're not. You're not entitled to anything about my child. You're not entitled to anything about myself. If we're not together, I don't want you. I haven't wanted you. And if we is not together, that means I didn't want you. And if you cheated, that means you wanted someone else, so you didn't want me. So I don't share. I never played well with others. Did I ever cheat in my life? Of course. I did. Why? Because I didn't have respect for the people that I was in a relationship with. Why did I not have respect? Because I already had gone through something with them. But I also know I owe it to myself to have a good life. That means if I'm in a relationship, that means if I'm going to get married, that means if I'm not in a relationship, I'm not going to get married. Either way it goes. If you're not feeding me, you're not eating off the plate with me. And if we're in a relationship and I'm lacking, that means you about to move over. Because I'm not going without anymore. And I'm not walking around in life feeling entitled. But I'm knowing what I have. I know my worth. I know my value. And I know I'm no longer an asset to society, to the people in my life, or to anyone in a relationship. Any type of relationship, whether it's siblings, it's my child, it's a girlfriend, a wife, a husband, I don't care who it is. I'm not a liability. I'm an all-the-way asset. And I bring my own food. I make my own money. And my pride don't let me ask for help. Why? Spend so long doing it by myself. I'm not asking because the last thing I need to hear is maybe, no, or I got it later. Nah. That don't make me better than you. That just means if I don't have it, I have to do without. I'm okay with that. But I'm on here today to say no one is entitled to anything to do with my life or anything to do with attachment to my life. And I'm not forgiving anyone that was back there. I'm changing. And I'm not changing to benefit anybody. And as long as I put my shoes on every day, and the day I can't put my shoes on, I'll put on some slippers. I will always walk in my own shoes. And I've never asked a woman to take on any type of stress or any type of responsibilities of mine unless I needed help. I never left any person. I never left a person in my life to take on every single responsibility and I walked away of mine. I never did. Never did. I never did. I never. Anytime I was ever in a relationship, I always stood 10 toes on my own problems and 10 toes on your problems. So that's every single relationship I ever been in my life. I always stood with my partner. Never let my partner go through anything in life by themselves. But guess what? Anytime I went through something, never could I rely on my partner. Because their problems was always more important than mine. You're not entitled to nothing in my life. And I'm talking about every single person I ever been in a relationship with. Because I know some of y'all watch my videos. You're not entitled to nothing in my life. That my son was never a package deal to none of you hoes. And he never had to ever say you was mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin. Because whenever he needed, my money always was on the table. Always on the table. Never missed a birthday. Never missed a Christmas. Never missed a just cause. And I never missed a grow out moment. But only certain people play me like I was never there. For your own entitlement. For your own upcase. So that you could walk on stilts. But guess what, shorty? Your stilettos is broken, baby, because you was never that person. And your money was my money. Why? Because it was my money that was feeding us. And when any woman had money, they was always entitled to hold their own. Why? I did mine. Always been a provider. For as long as I could be in a relationship, I've always been a provider. Always took care of everyone I was in a relationship with. Why? That's what I thought I was supposed to do. And if we had kids, I took care of theirs too. But I never felt like I was entitled to any of their children. I never felt like their children were mine. But mine was always mine. My daughter was mine. I was entitled to my daughter. I'm entitled to my son. Paperwork said so. So anybody out here claiming entitlement, where's your evidence? And I don't care if you the woman that gave birth. Where you been? What are you doing? I've been there for every great moment, every sad moment, every heartbreaking moment, every good moment, every bad moment. Even moments when I couldn't bring myself to the moment, I showed up. When my friends needed me, I showed up. If you didn't let me know you needed me, I didn't show up. But when you let me know you was going through something, I was there. I'm always there. The one time I didn't show up is when my ex died. I didn't go home. Because I already knew what happened. I already knew how. I already knew why. And I already made peace with the death. We had already talked about it. I know all her secrets. Then I also knew I wasn't going to see what I didn't need to see, that I already made peace with. But I showed up every moment she needed me. Even in her hospital bed, I showed up. I've never been that lame. Nobody is entitled to nothing in my life. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody gets credit for me still walking. Nobody gets credit for the breath in my body. Nobody gets credit for nothing but God. And as frustrated as I get with God, I'm still serving Him. I'm still praying. I'm still worshiping. And I ain't playing with it. I don't fake about it. So y'all, if y'all are going through things and you feel like you've done everything you do and you shouldn't go back, double check and see if there's a loop somewhere. If you dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's, take it to God and find out why things taking too long. Nobody's entitled to anything to you. And if they're an ex, it don't belong with entitlement. And if they can't stand to see you happy, they shouldn't be paying that close attention to your life because they're missing their own. And if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're questioning anything about your relationship with this person, take it to them. If you feel like they're not being honest about what they're saying, back up. Back up. Sometimes the most hardest let go be the right let go. Sometimes the let go changes things. And see, people are so used to me being who I always was, but they're not used to who I am. I'm not the look back person anymore. If I run over your toe, I'm still going to keep going forward. I'm not doubling back. I'm not giving you nothing. I don't think that anybody's entitled to nothing that belongs with Rochelle. If we didn't build it together, it's not us. It's a me. It's a you thing. It ain't a we thing. And folks, don't let nobody derail you out your dreams. Life will pass you by and you'll feel like it's too late. People are going to knock you when they see you doing better without them regardless. And when I say better, I mean just waking up in the morning. I mean just to see that you're still breathing. They probably trying to figure out how. And just hate you just because you got life in your body. And it hurts to know that people actually feel this way, especially if you never wronged them. But you know what I'm learning? Because they're not like you. They're not like you. And them people, they don't wish you no good. They don't wish you no good, folks. And I'm only telling you what I know. I'm telling you my life experiences. I'm not telling you nothing I don't know. I'm not telling you nothing I ain't went through. And believe me, I've asked myself, why does this person do these things and why does this person don't? But now, being where I am, I'm learning. Because they're not like you. Because they never serve no purpose in your life. Because they don't belong in your life. Folks, if you're going through something, it's only because you didn't get all the way through it. And I just realized that my own self right now. Because I still be sometimes scratching my head saying, wow. Well, gang, it's my time to wrap up this video. I just want to say thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for being with me. Thank y'all for coming back. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share. Turn them post notifications on so you can see when I'm dropping a new video. And y'all, if you're watching the videos, I mean, at least like the videos, share the videos, interact. I'm here. Show some love. Don't just watch the videos. I thank y'all for the views. But people around the world don't know. And I could be helping somebody. So help me help somebody, y'all. Don't just see my videos and just be watching them. See my videos and share them. Help me. Help me out. Help me out, folks. I thank y'all. Thank you. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, chat. Be blessed.